Today we are going to discuss about Power Platform. So for that, first I will introduce how Microsoft 360 works initially. Now, when we have any tenant registered already, and you can see this home page initially, or if you want to see all apps from here, you can see all apps. And there is plenty of apps in the Microsoft 365. We have like Calendar, we have Dell Dynamics 365, and SharePoint also one of the stack inside that, and we are majorly focusing on three things here. One is Power Apps, another one is Power Automate, and also we have Power BI in the Power Platform. But if we get a time, we'll discuss about Power BI, and also we are going to discuss more majorly into SharePoint that you can see here. So this is a SharePoint. So if you want to go to any of the SharePoint related sites, we need to hit this one, and it opens in a different tab or on the same tab. Or if you want to open in the different tab, of course you can able to open. Just right click on it and open link in another tab. So if you want to keep your Microsoft 365 homepage here, you can able to. Or if you want to open this one directly, you can open like this portal.office.com, and it will go to the Microsoft 365 homepage. So first we'll discuss about a little bit about SharePoint. So this is the page which I opened. If you have any sites which is already created, you can able to see like this. Now I have only one site which is created here. So this is Rishan Solutions. If you want to open this one, you can hit and it opens. This is actually a modern communication site, and we can able to see this as a hero web part. Of course, you can customize this page using this edit button. Of course, we'll discuss deeply about this, how we can edit these pages, how you can create a new modern pages, how many custom templates we have in the SharePoint online to create the pages, that we'll see in the upcoming sessions. But today we just going to open the Power Automate and Power Apps, how it looks like initially, and how it can integrate with the SharePoint. What I'll do is in the today's session, I'll try to open Power Apps. So here we have Power Automate. I think we don't have here, but when we hit this one, we can see all the apps which are related inside Microsoft 365. Now this is the Power App symbol, and it's showing here as a Power Apps. When you hit this one, it will open the Power Apps Studio here on the web page. Okay, it is asking for sign in required. We already sign in on the same browser. We'll see how it works. If it asks, we'll enter username again, otherwise. Okay, so I'm entering username again. So it is taking a different account. That's not, I'm going to log in. So this is the Rishan Solution account, and skip this one for a while. Finally, it is open. Okay, so when you want to create any Power App, we have total three options. One is Canvas app from blank, model driven app from blank, and we have the latest portal from blank also. This is actually Power App portals, and which is introduced recently. And this is model driven, and model driven mostly depends upon the data which you are entering. This majorly useful to your common data service or any of the database which you want to integrate with. And this is Canvas apps. Canvas apps morely designed for the mobiles and the tablet views. Of course, we can able to open that one in the desktop as well. But to integrate with SharePoint or MS Dynamics CRM, and it's better to use this Canvas app instead of using a model-driven apps. So I'm just trying to create a blank Canvas app here. When you hit this one, and it's asking for a app name. So I'm giving RS app. Okay. And we have two different formats. One is tablet format, another one is phone format. And if you want to see this kind of view, and which means like more width and less height, and you can go with the tablet. We know that how tablet looks like. And this is phone. When you hit phone, and you'll see a more kind of phone design, which means more height and less width, you can see. And if you want to go to tablet, you can able to go with the tablet. Whatever you want, you can pick this one. And it doesn't impact on your functional device. It just impacts on your design mode. So I'm just taking the tablet view, click create. Okay. This is asking sign in required for every time, but it doesn't ask if you log in a single account in your system. It doesn't ask like this. Mm, okay, I think I did a mistake here. I'm just checking all the logins. Okay, we'll try once again. We have the user to check it out. So here we have, I can able to take it from this account. Okay, it contains error. What I'll do is I'll close this one. I'll try to create once again. Let's app again and click create. We're just trying to open the studio and start taking the single sign-on from the browser. Okay, it's asking again. Okay. Sometimes it happens. Let me check the account once again. Now it's opening. There is a problem with account ID. So I may enter the wrong ID. So that's why it's not showed properly. So finally, we are able to connect to the Power Apps Studio. Now it's showing welcome to Power Apps and it asking to create a form or a gallery. But as per now, I'm skipping this one and then go to get started. We are from India. So this is actually the Power App Studio. This is same as a normal app of Windows, and it just shows your functionality in the menu bar, and it contains a left navigation application, and also it contains some options here. And we have the right side window also. Here also it's showing some properties for the app. So now this is very blank app. Now we don't have anything on this, and to add an item from the insert pan or connect to data. First, what I'll do is, if you want to connect to any of the solutions, for example, if you want to connect to SharePoint or if you want to connect with any of the data source, I'll click this one first, and then we'll see about how you can insert the buttons here. Now here we have the connectors. When I hit, I can able to see O365 users. And when I hit see all connectors, I can able to see plenty of technologies here, plenty of technologies. but majorly we are going to work with SharePoint. So that's why I'm just typing SharePoint. You can able to see the SharePoint. And if you want to connect with a SQL, yes, we have the SQL also. MySQL option is available and the SQL Server option is available. And if you want to work with the Dynamics, and we have Dynamics 365 connection also. We have plenty of things, but I'm not going to connect with any other. These three are the major things from Microsoft. And if you want to connect any of the connection, you can do. Even I can able to connect all the Azure related stuff, Azure Ready and Azure App Service and Azure Blob Storage. Plenty of connections we have. If you want to connect, you can. And now my major focus is on SharePoint. So that's why I'm opening this SharePoint. I'm trying to create a list here. Now there is an option called add an app in SharePoint. When we hit add an app, we can see plenty of apps which is created by Microsoft, and you can easily pick any one of the app and you can utilize. So here, I just want to create a custom list, and this custom list have the data of any organization. So what I'll do is I'll create org list. Imagine it's an organization. Click create. Okay, now we'll go with the organization properties. So for that, I'm opening this list and we'll create some columns inside this list and we'll see how we can utilize that. Now we have a title by default. Custom list contains the title, and I'm trying to create a choice column here. And I'm giving a name as locations or location as a choice. The first choice I'm giving Hyderabad, and the second is Bangalore. And here I'm giving some London. And if you want to add more choices, you can able to add more choices as well. Here I'm trying to give a name as New York. Okay. That's New York. 4. And then I'm going to create what we'll create, and then we'll go with another choice and type of business or business type. It might be solutions. It might be software. It might be product. Save. And then we'll create another date and time column. Started date. And it's date and time. And it's not include time. And I'm not going with any format. And I'm keeping a general format. Now we have total 4 columns here in this list: title, location, business type, and started date. So I'll utilize this one. I want to add the data from the Canvas app to this list. So for that, I have this Canvas app. Now I'm trying to connect to SharePoint. And I'm selecting SharePoint. Connect directly from the cloud service. And if you have any on-premise, and we have a connect using on-premise data gateway. So we know that SharePoint having a different two major different type of versions. One is on-premise, another one is online. In on-premise, we have a different versions like 2010, 2013, 2016, and 2019. To connect with on-premise environment, and we have to utilize this, but I'm going to connect cloud. So I'll use that cloud directly. Okay. Now, and if you already have the URL, you can enter the URL and you can directly connect. Or if you have that in any of the recent sites, and you can able to search from the recent sites, but it's not finding any of the data. So what I'll do is, I have the URL. I can utilize this one. Sometimes what happen, if your index is not prepared properly and you cannot able to get the results, but if you have the URL, you can able to connect directly. Now see, when I enter site URL, I can able to see the document library and a list which I created. This is by default. When you create a SharePoint site, it automatically creates a library named as shared documents and it shows as a name as documents. And this is the list which we created. Then select it and click connect. So once we click like this, the connection will be established with the SharePoint. Now it shows inside the connections. Now I have the connection named as org, and then now I'm trying to insert some buttons or whatever you want to insert, you can insert. But I want to get the data or push the data into a SharePoint list. So I can use a form. Now, when you go to the form, you can able to see two forms. One is edit form, another one is display form. Actually, when you go to any of the SharePoint list, it contains total three forms. One is new form to add the data. Another one is a display form to display the existing data. And the last form is edit form. The edit form will be useful to edit the existing data. But when it comes to the Power Apps, it contains only two forms, edit form and display form. Edit form will be useful to add the data and edit the existing data, and display form is used to display the data only. Of course, when you insert a form, and you'll see a three different formats of the form also, that I'll show you in the upcoming sessions. So I'm selecting edit form. Now I don't want to keep half of my app. I want to keep complete app. Okay. Now see, this form is not connected to any data yet. And if you want to connect, you can hit here, or you can see in the properties, you can able to see a name called the data source. Under data source, we have an option to connect to the data sources or a connectors. And if you have hundreds of connectors, okay, you can search for it. But we have only one connector which we created just before, and it is showing here. When I hit like this, it loads that list columns here inside this app. Now I can able to see the title, I can able to see the location and the business type and start date and the attachments. Attachments will come default. If you don't want this data card, you can delete it. Now you need to understand, by default, if you are using a tablet view, it contains a 3 columns in a row. Of course, if you want to increase to 12, you can increase. And if you want to decrease to 1 or 2, you can increase. That I'll show you how you can do that in the upcoming sessions. Now what I want to do is, I just want to insert a label in the top. Okay. And there is an option to insert a label. And now I'm out of the app. And when I click label, I can able to see this one here. Okay. And I want to increase like this. Okay. Now, instead of text, I just want to change this to org data. And see, when I type here, and here I can able to see the properties. Now, I don't want to keep this as a 13. I want to increase to 32. And I want to make as a bold. And alignment would be in the middle. And then change this background color first. So select this one, and when you come down, you can see different type of properties. I want to use the background color light blue. If you want to use more light blue, you can utilize. If you want to increase, you can. Now, no, I don't want to keep like this. Increase this size. Okay. This is fine. Now I have title, I have location, I have business type, and so on, so on, so. Now what I want to do is, I want to put a button in the bottom. Click the button and set it here and change this text to save button. And you want to make it as a bold, you can use your keyboard shortcuts like Control B, you can increase it. And size you can increase like this. And we have the properties here. And if you want to change the font size, now just before we change the font size from some 13 to something, I want to increase this to 23. So it looks somewhat better. Okay, it's big now. Like this, we can insert label, we can insert button, we can insert text boxes, we can insert labels, HTML text, rich text editor, and also pen input. If you want to use, or if you want to draw something, you can use the pen. we can work on this later, but we'll publish this one and we'll see how you can publish. That also we have to learn first. And there is nothing to publish here because this is an independent app. It's not going to hit your SharePoint list, and it's not going to save any design there. We just want to run here itself, or you can play this one. There is a problem with this one. Now what I did is I played it, but I cannot able to see no item to display because I was taken this one as an edit form. Am I correct? So select this one, and here default mode it's showing edit, and then change it to new. Now once you change this one to new, and then you can able to see all of this, like you can able to see title, location, business type, and the starter date, and I have a save button. But this save button doesn't work until if you insert any formula. To insert that, when I hit this one, what needs to happen? Now see, unselect it is false. So I'm changing this one. I'm writing very first formula, submit, and just writing submit form. And in the open parentheses, what we have actually, we have the form. Here, form one it is. If you want to change this name, you can, but in the upcoming sessions, we will learn what is the use of changing the form names and how it works. Form one, select it, and then close it. You don't have any error, and then run. Okay, I'm just writing company name, title is Rishan Solutions, and then location, which is located in Hyderabad, and the business type, select this one, and it is a software business, and then select the started date, and I'm selecting today's date, and click select and click OK, and it shows here. When I click this one, and then now it is redirecting back to the display form. Now it's nothing here, no item to display. We'll resolve this error. Before resolving that, close that and come back to your list. And this is the list. See, you can able to see Rishan Solutions, and the location is Hyderabad, and business type is software, and started date is 1/8/2021. Now we'll resolve this issue. When you hit this one, if you are going back to the same form, and if you're not feeling good, right? When you hit this one, it's redirecting to another page and it's not showing anything there. So for that, I'm trying to add another screen here in the app. So I'm going, we have plenty of different screen, and Microsoft given a success screen also here. When we select this one, okay, and it contains the success, this was successfully completed. If you want to change this one, you can able to do that. When you hit this was successfully completed, I'm just typing item added successfully to the list. I'm just typing this one. I just want to make this as a little bigger, and this should be 28 and should not be normal, should be bold. And I don't like this black color. I just want to change that font color to green because we added successfully. I just want to see this message. Come back to screen one, and then I completed this, and after this use a colon and then use navigate and open this one, and we are going to navigate to screen two, close it. Now we don't have any errors. Now go back here, and then we are in a wrong place, so that's why it's showing like this. Select it, and then now the default is new, and then it's navigating. Okay, no problem, we'll see. It's going back to navigate, just we are testing it, and close it and click OK. And okay, it is on the same page. Now we are going back to screen one and then trying to enter this one. This is always a drawback here. We have very less time, but we'll finish it out like this. Click this one and click this one, and it's just taking. Okay, no problem. What I'll do is now select this one and then go to screen two. I'm just putting a button here. Just change to add new item. Okay, click and then navigate to screen one and then put like this. And when I run this one, and then when I hit this one, it's going back to screen one and it's not changing. And then go to screen two and then put this button. Okay, I'm just trying to reset the farm, and this is farm one. Okay, and the colon, and it's going to new farm. New farm, and then type farm one. Okay, and this is what we need to do. When I click add new item, now this is going with a new farm. Now I'm trying to add a data, something like Russian digital, and then find location Bangalore, and the business type is software, and then started date would be February 11, and then try to save it. When I click save and it shows item added successfully to the list, when I hit this new item, then it will back to the main screen. So this way we can able to add the data into SharePoint list using Power Apps. This is a quick class, and in the upcoming sessions, and we'll continue in an hour. And if you have any doubts, then we will clarify in the upcoming sessions. That's it today, and we'll discuss remaining things in the next session. Thanks, guys. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Bye.